I'm in the Yenta crew. You know what he's doing and she's doing it. I can't even remember half that stuff, and it's boring. It's boring conversation, unless of course what they're doing is directly attributable to me. I'm just in. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's specifically the Orthodox community. Look, every community, in every religion, in every culture, has its flaws. You know, ask the priests.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. I can't judge a group. For me, Orthodoxy is not. It comes from God. It's my relationship with God. The people are incidental. The people are the ability for me to practice, to do the things that I need to do to have my relationship with God. That's what the community is for. But in the end, the people are incidental to my relationship with God. My relationship with God is mine. Yours, yours. Every person has their own unique cell phone to the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You use Sprint, I use Verizon. We all make the phone call when we get to where we gotta be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I'm not in the community to the extent that I'm in Yenta mode, but I'm in the community enough that, you know, I see everybody at shul. We have meals together, friends and friends and friends and hanging. You know what I mean? But I have friends that are not Jewish. I have gay friends. I have rich friends and poor friends and ugly friends and fat friends and pretty friends and gorgeous actors and producers and garbage men and cab drivers. I know I'm friends with everybody. I love it. I'm like the Rainbow Coalition.
Why do you choose to live in the diaspora?
That's a good question. Because right now, taking a whole family, it's pretty expensive to get to Israel. So even, you know, that it's a lot of money to get to Israel. Just to get on the plane to get there. Someone to say, listen, I got 7 free tickets for you to go. 7, that's for me, the wife, kids, and 1 extra just in case. Alright? There you go. I'll take you with me, right? 7 tickets to go to Israel on me. I'd say, you're on. We're there. Right? And then we can do it. Why do I choose to live in the diaspora? There's no right answer. There's no right answer. Why do I? Comforts, business, what's the term? Where you get comfortable, where you just, what's the word?
Comfortable?
Nah, there's a word. Where you get
accustomed.
Yeah, you just get.
But you were accustomed to Israel there for a few years. So.
I loved Israel, and back then it was much harder. I would never. Like I always wanted to live in Israel back then, but with Asimonim and there was no cable, there's no internet, cell phones. Like, geez, Israel didn't even have. You have to wait a year for movies to come out. Like I've been to Israel in recent years. I mean, 1,000,000 times better than living here now. Everybody has a cell phone. You never have a dropped call. You can be in a freaking cave 1,000 feet in the ground and still have cell service. Here, I can't even go into a freaking elevator. You know what I mean? Internet, super fast. Like 1,000,000 times faster than it is here. They're not big Mac users in Israel, so I have a problem with that. But I can make my own Mac business over there fixing everybody else's Macs and build up the Mac community in Israel. And that would be awesome. I know a zillion musicians in there, so in theory, I can make it. It's a bigger risk when you have a family from a financial standpoint. And, you know, I have a partner, my wife, that I have to pitch the idea to, too, also. And for her, you know, her philosophy, she doesn't have the same attachment to Israel as I do. She has a very different background of Judaism than I do. But she loves Israel. We got married in Israel. And so neither of us, we always talk about moving there, but you kind of get comfortable here. And the fear, I don't really have much of a fear of the unknown. I'm kind of the guy that you just jump already. It'll be what it'll, jump out of a plane, jump in, you know, the lake. My wife a bit more cautious.
Yeah. How would you compare Judaism in Israel to Judaism in the United States?
It's much more political over there. I think Judaism in Israel, Judaism is awesome. I was telling my kid the other night that it's so much easier to be Jewish in Israel. I don't have to think about kosher. I need a minyan somewhere. There's a minyan, 20 houses. It's and the connection from a historical standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, we were learning about, you know, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and the wells in Beersheba. And I said, we have cousins that live right near those wells. Like, I can take her to 3,000 years in the past, just like that. And she was like, really? We gotta go there. I was like, we will. You know? Judaism in Israel, I believe it's fragmented. Because the higher we're up, everybody thinks they're right. And what people have a hard time getting is that in Judaism, there's no one right way. Sephardim do it that way, Ashkenaz do it that way. You know, everybody's got to do their own way. And just because somebody does it a way that's different than yours doesn't make it wrong. And let's say it is wrong. Let's say it's completely against the Torah. So what? That's not your business. That's their relationship with God. Leave them alone. Because in the end, how did that temple get destroyed? From the hatred. From judgment. I don't even have time in the day to worry about the BS that everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? I got my own shit I got to deal with. I got my relationship with God I got to deal with. Right? I got to work on me. I'm not the greatest guy in the world, but I'm damn sure I'm not going to be the worst guy. But I'm telling you, some of the crap that the Jews spew, it's just vile hatred. Right? Recently they had with the gay parade. All right, so don't have a gay parade marching through Jerusalem. I get it. Move to Tel Aviv. But don't be a douche about it. You know, they're gay. What are you going to do? You going to burn them at the stake? That's not what God wants. You're not going to bring them any closer to Judaism, and you're going to make them hate Jews. I mean, I don't get it. And if anybody learns the Torah, you'll see it is not the person that is the abomination. It is the act. But there are about 200 other acts that God considers abomination also. Like eating not kosher. Like eating shrimp is an abomination. But nobody bitches about that. Or all the Jews that eat shrimp. Right? No. It's the homo. That they gotta... I mean, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. That's the topic? Right. But the criminal stuff and the business ethics and the robbing and the Ponzi schemes and all this other crap, that's okay. I mean, come on. Stop worrying about everybody else.
How many times have you performed on the Chabad telephone?
Which one, the LA or the New York?
Either.
Once in LA, twice in New York.
So what happened when you performed on the LA Chabad telethon?
The LA Chabad telethon was early on in my career. It was even before I had my first album. And
like 99, 2000?
All right, I'll go with that. Probably in the early 2000s. I'll go with 2000, maybe 01. And the rabbi, the host, yanked the mic from me.
Yeah, what was up with that?
I still to this day don't know. Nobody really knows for sure. Up until that point, we'd never met each other. No words ever. And after that point, never a word. In other words, in my life, I've never said a word to that guy. Like, we've never had a dialogue. He's never met me. The only time he's ever met me is when he yanked the mic from me. Now, that was brilliant. I mean, it would have been another Chabad telethon performance. Yanked the mic. Now you got controversy. And that's where I come in, baby. I went back to the dressing room. I was with Shlomo Katz, Yehuda Glanz, and Mordechai Ben David. I come back, and they are laughing their asses off. Laughing. Yehuda was keeled over, tears running down his eyes. Shlomo Katz crying. So funny. They were watching it on the TV, and Mordechai also laughing. He goes,